Beaming in. Good evening. It's Wednesday, June 13th. Hi, my name's Swagadelic. Beaming in. I met God last year, August 2017, and He handed me the cool light of God. And afterwards, He told me to move out the city. It was not going to be pretty. Armageddon's here. Armageddon's here. Hold heaven dear. Armageddon's here. A God said, and God told me. I do not know what a God told you. I only know what a God told me. To hold heaven dear. Armageddon's here. We get sneak attacked by North Korea. God said the guy, Kim Jong-un, is the most evilest soul here right now. And He told me what it takes to be evil. You have to do your sins and think that they are funny. He said that's why the guy's always laughing. He told me the guy's plan is simple. He thinks we're coming into murdering, like we did Saddam Hussein. And he won't have it, because he's evil. And that's what evil usually does. Evil does it, baby. You gotta watch out, evil. Evil does it. God said He's got over 100 nuclear missiles, and God said He's got like 28,000 chemical missiles. And His plan's real simple. He thinks we're coming in to kill him. Last year, the trumpets were played in September, as when Kim made his decision to sneak attack us. And the trumpets were played. Kim built 2 palaces on the border near Russia, a little one and a big one. And that's for all His people in that. They're all already there, God said. God said when He went home from His little meeting with the president, that He was reassured that we are coming in to kill him, God said. God told me that when He went home, I talked to God all of the time. I talk to angels all the time. I have big parties by my house. Angels come over and hang out with me. Really, really cool. I have cool parties with angels. But God told me that He's the most evilest cat here right now, and that He's just going to sneak attack us. He's got a simple plan. He's going to attack us. He's got all His missiles in His palace, in that city, Pinghoi, or whatever it's called. He's got rocket launchers surrounding it everywhere. They're going to fire dummy rockets, thousands of them, up in the air with nothing in them. Then He's going to simply walk like dominoes, nuclear missiles out to our fleet that knocks down nuclear missiles. And them guys got like 2 million missiles that can knock down nuclear missiles. God said He's been firing one just for shits and giggles, just for laughs, just to get everybody stirred up for this meeting. He wanted this meeting, and that's why He's been firing just one, so this meeting would take place. That's why He signed the papers He did. He knew He had to sign them to get this meeting. God said this meeting to Him was to reassure Himself that His decision to sneak attack us is the right one. He said the president and him, when they had their private meeting, reassured him of that if he did not dismantle and let us come in and inspect, that he was going to lose his regime. Was the words I was told by God were used to him, in translation to him, from the president's translator to his translator to him. So he got his answer, that his decision to sneak attack us is the right decision. He's going to sneak attack us from his headquarters on the border in Russia, is where he's going to give the orders, where his 2 little houses are, a little one and a big one, by some rivers and some lakes, God said, on the border of Russia. He's going to give the orders from there to sneak attack us. God said the meeting was all bullshit. It was Kim that wanted it all along, because he wanted to reassure himself. He didn't just want to sneak attack us without talking to the president first, to see firsthand what our intentions were. Now that he left, he did not go home to that city in Penang. He went to his small palace and his big palace, where his new headquarters are now. At some time in the near future, God said He is going to give the order. He's home checking, making everything okay, God said. And then at some point in time, He's going to see the buildup getting more and more and more and more. And He's just going to give the order. He's going to figure we're coming in now, and He's going to give the order. God said He's pure evil. So it's going to be simple for him to give the order. He kills 2 birds with 1 stone. He gets to sneak attack us to hurt us enough where when we fire missiles back and lay waste to a bunch of cities over there, we're going to kill all the people that want to kill him. So none of them are going to come looking for him in the jungle by Russia. And why would we come looking for him when we think we killed him? He's never going to come out of hiding again. He's going to live his life over there. He's got all his elite evil over there with him and a small army, his tight-knit group. He moved over there and still hasn't told anyone what the plan is. People seem to think they know a little bit, but nobody knows what the plan is. This is the plan. God told me what Kim thinks. God told me how Kim thinks. God told me everything about Kim, and God told me everything about the president. God told me the way the president thinks, everything about the president's whole life, from birth all the way up to now and beyond. And God told me everything about Kim's life, from birth all the way up to now and beyond. Kim don't live a few more years after he sneaks attacks us. We find out he's alive, we go over there and we dig him and his minions out the fucking ground, and we kill them like the evil shit that they are, God said. And they all go to hell. And hell, by the way, God told me about that. Your soul. God said Kim Jong-un, leader of North Korea, is going to make Hitler look like a baby. But what he does starts the war Armageddon. And God told me, the whole heaven dear, the great war whore is here. Kim Jong-un is that person, the great war whore. He is a war whore. He wants war, he thinks war, he eats war, he sleeps war. His daddy took him at 9 years old and trained him and schooled him to only think war. He only thinks, eats shit, sleeps war. And hell, by the way, you spin. When you get down there, there's a gate. It's a dark light. It's darkness with a dark, like, you know those black lights? It's like that. There's a light there. It's a 50-50 light there. It's light and darkness. And the gate opens up. And you're welcomed into hell. Satan grabs your shitty ass and he shrinks you down to as small as an atom. And he throws you in a pool at the core of the earth. All that hot shit down there does stink, the angel said. Like shit, sewage. It stinks, all that stuff down there. Because you're surrounded by shit sewage from the whole world compacted in you, and it stinks down there. And you spin at the same speed as the earth does in that pool. And you generate the heat for this planet, and you generate the magnetic field, which is heaven's gate. And the portal of light opens up when God opens up a part of the magnetic field and lets souls in. Lets angels in and lets souls out. That's how God does it. That's how Satan does it. Satan does it the same way. Satan has God powers down there he was granted. And that's his realm. He runs it. He runs the show. God doesn't tell him what to do. God's only thing is he doesn't let Satan harm his children. You harm yourself in hell. God said you go through all the pain and suffering that you put any soul here through on earth, plus any soul attached to them. You see it, you feel it, you hear it, you taste it, you smell it, all of it that you did to them over and over again. So let's say you raped and murdered one person, and let's say 100 people or 1,000 people got affected by that, from a lady that's her mom or her father or her brothers and sisters or her husband to a lady or someone reading the newspaper about it and saying, oh my God, that's horrible what happened to this woman. You go to her hands, that lady that read the newspaper, her suffering from it. That, you see it out her soul's eyes, you feel it, her pain, all of that. So Hitler's still down there, going through a lot of pain, and Kim, God said, makes Hitler look like a baby, as what God's words were to me. I do not know what God tells you or told you. I only know what a God tells me. You understand? I do not know what a God tells you. I only know what a God tells me. And a God, well, a God tells me everything. I love him. I met God last year, and I love Him. I love God, and I met God last year. And I'm searching. My hope is to find all the people. I've only found one person yet. I went online, and I brought God online to meet other people too, and God did. They met Him too. They're moving out the way of the war too. There's a lot of them too, and I've been searching for them. So hey, if y'all are out there and you met God with me that night, send me an email, swagadelic5050@icloud.com, and tell me how you guys are doing. I know exactly who's gonna email me, because I know exactly the words that came out of God's mouth that night. And guess what? Whoever was there knows the exact words too. So don't bother emailing me if it's all bullshit. If you did meet God, email me, and don't worry, the few questions I'll ask you, you'll know, and you'll know me, if you don't already. And you know we met God that night, that I brought God online, and you got to meet Him too. And how are you doing? You okay? And you're moving out the way to war. I love God, and I met Him last year in person, Swagadelic, beaming out. Armageddon is here, baby. Oh, heaven dear. Beaming out once again, Swagadelic, baby. I love you, Lord.